Hello, welcome to ChristCenteredGamer's latest unboxing of our newest product to review from, well, this is our first product from Be Quiet. So I'm actually really excited about this guy. This is the Be Quiet Pure Loop FX2, 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler for your CPU. This is our first product from Be Quiet, and thank you so much, Be Quiet, for sending this to us to review. So I happen to have in my desktop downstairs, while I'll be testing this, a Ryzen 9 5950X, and I have PBO enabled, and I have it basically, in a max load situation, maybe like Prime 95 or Cinebench. It'll use about 220 watts, but the way I have my overclock set up. So it can use a lot, even though out of the box, that's not how it works. But with the way I have it tuned, it will use up to about that much. So my current 240 AIO, which is an older Corsair H100X, is kind of reaching the end of its game. I've seen 90 something degrees with. Now, granted, it is a worst case scenario. The way I have it inside of a desk with holes and fans cut out. So it's kind of like a worst case scenario for that AIO. But nevertheless, I'm really excited to see how much better this does. So let's go ahead and take a good look at it. Here's the front of the box. All right, here's the side. I'll just designed in Germany. So you're developed in Germany. There you go. And I'll show you the other side real quick. And we'll look over a few key specs and then go from there. The bottom is pretty boring. And of course, here's the back where most of the business is. Let's see if I focused good. Looks like it did. Okay, so I guess a few things to note. It's the doubly decoupled PWM pump, runs smoothly and silent, which is kind of neat. I guess on the back here, it shows that the pump is separate from I guess it would be this guy right here. A lot of times they put them together, but this one, it seems to be separate. So that's kind of a cool design. Let's see. It's got 320 millimeter fans that support RGB. It looks like it supports ARGB lighting, which is with a PWM hub, which is great. This is interesting. It's got a refill access port. Oh, it actually includes a bottle of extra cooling, which is pretty cool. I've never had to refill my AIOs yet, but the fact that it supports that out of the box is pretty great. Not all of them do that. I'm sure most of them have some way of refilling, but it doesn't necessarily make it easy. This one does. So I'd say that's great. All right, this is a QR code for more information about this cooler. If you want to scan that from this video, feel free. Let's see if there's any other important information. It supports all modern sockets as far as I can tell. AM4, AM5, 1700, 1200, 2066, 2011, whatever. That should be good enough. Noise level at 25, 50%, and 100% is 8.9 decibels, 20.1, and 34. That's very low. 34 decibels is at the highest 100% fan speed. That's impressive. It says the dimension including fans is 397 by 120 by 52 millimeters. Any other important information? The radiator is 397 by 120 by 27. 4-pin PWM pump connector. Pump speed is at 100% is 5500. Let's see, copper with nickel plating for base material, which is great. The radiator is aluminum, black spray painted, so you do need to use what's the word I'm looking for? You have to use the ethylene glycol, whatever it is. You can't just use water because the copper and the aluminum will react. So you have to use a special mixture. It's pretty easy and it comes with some, so you don't really have to worry about it. But I'm just pointing out that some liquid cooler radiator combinations can use just water. This is not one of those. I forget exactly what chemical it is, but whatever. All right, and let's see. Yeah, so 4-pin, 60,000 hour lifespan, it says. Thermal grease is included, mounting for Intel and AMD, bottle of refill coolant, manual, and so on. All right, let's get this thing open. Here's my dangerous object. Hope I don't hurt myself. Let's cut this open a little bit on this side and flap. All right, here we go. So we've got box, and inside box is cardboard. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flip this like so. Pull this out of the box. Put this box on the ground. All right, so this is pretty cool looking. So here's our box or container like so. All the things inside. All right, I got the Pure Loop 2 is prominently displayed there in the packaging. All right, so let's see what this little box has got inside. This little box, I'm guessing, is mounting hardware. It does appear to be what's in here. So we've got zip ties, brackets, all kinds of stuff. Intel and AMD. All right, I'm going to be using the AMD side for my own setup. Oh, and there's more inside. We've got various types of screws. This looks like for going through the radiators to the fans, and these are probably to screw it to you know, just the thing itself. All right. And what do we got here? I'm just trying to put the stuff back in the box. I'm going to need this later. I don't want to get it too confused and lost. All right, so we've got here a box with, I'm guessing this is the RGB and fan controller. It's got a little be quiet guy there with some pins, if you see that right there. And here's some power and various pins with some screws in there. So there's a lot to this, it looks like. All right, and here's one of the fans by itself. It looks like there's 3 in the box. So these are Be Quiet fans. They're called Light Wings. It's got black fans with the logo and a ring of RGB. And the blades have the ridges on them. There's, I don't know if you can see that, but they're ridged fans. They also look like they have some kind of rubber, or at least, yeah, it looks like the rubber grommets right here, which should make mounting pretty quiet. There's also an RGB connector here and what looks like a standard fan connector. It looks like, yeah, a 4-pin standard. So I'm going to take this one out and leave the other 2 in their bag. So you've got, like I said, you've got the RGB standard, RGB, and power connector, you know, pin connectors for the fan. And this is what it looks like. It's actually really, it feels like a quality product to me. So that's great. I'm going to go ahead and put this back in, well, back in the bag right here. So I'm trying to show you guys everything. There's a lot to look at. All right, so it's got 3 fans like so. Okay. All right, and then we got that. And we already looked at this, so I'm going to put this over there. We already looked at this, so I'm going to put this over here. And last but not least is oh, never mind. We've got book. So we have the manual. This is probably instructions, most likely. Looks like they have a 360, 280, and a 240. So for those who don't know, the difference between a 240, which is what I have now, is it's basically the size of 2 120 millimeter fans like this. A 280 is 2 140 millimeter fans, so it's deeper than this guy, but shorter. Okay, so about you know, so you've got, this is the size of the full radiator for a 360, which is equivalent to 3 fans. 1, 2, 3. A 240 is 2 fans, and 280 is about that size but deeper, so it's like this tall. It's, you know, about that tall, about that much taller. It's got 2 140 millimeter instead of 2 120 millimeter fans. So that's the difference there. Looks like it's just got warranty information or something like that here, so there's nothing too exciting. And last but not, oh wait, what's this? Here we go. This is our spare liquid. So I was right. It's close. I said ethylene glycol. It's water and propylene glycol. It's off by 1. Close. This is 100 millimeters, compatibility with Pure Loop and Pure Loop 2FX. So do not drink. Special tuned for CPU liquid cooler. Dilution not required. So yeah. This is spare. Hopefully we will not need this for the current installation. But it is nice that it is included. You don't have to worry about it. Say 3 or 4 years down the line, you're like, something isn't right. My temperature's going up. Then you can just add more. You're good to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out what looks to be the main event here. I don't want to make too much of a mess. So this is the last of what's in the box. I'm going to put that down here. And we've got what looks to be the Be Quiet main event here. So we've got, I guess I'll take this off. Right here. Okay, so we've got wrapping. And then we have the Be Quiet guy here. Do not know if this glows. It feels like it's metal, so it might not. Well, actually, it looks like there's a ring around the outside. So this appears to be just RGB accents right there. Okay. This is made of plastic, but it feels like high quality. We got our 2 tubes here. And then we've got a couple screws right here on the outside that probably screw into their mounting system. There's something you're supposed to peel off before using, so don't forget to do that. Oh yeah, so here's an RGB cable for this, so that does the lighting. Here appears to be the power cable for this pump, so it's connected to here. So RGB for this, RGB cable for this, and then the pump is right here. And I will show you the radiator. They'll put it back in the box because I really don't want to damage it right now. So let's see what we got here. There we go. That's our 360 millimeter radiator. It's got Pure Loop 2 written on it. Looks pretty nice. It's got a screw over here. I don't know what this is, probably for filling it. It's got mounting screws right here on both sides. And it looks like you can mount the fans to it on either side of the radiator, depending on which, if you want a talp or a front mounted or even a push-pull configuration for your AIO. Do I want to do a push-pull? Anyway, so yeah, this is pretty cool. I was considering top mounting this, but I never considered the possibility of push-pull. I'll have to think about that. My case has 3 fans in the front, which could be nice for a push-pull config, but it also has a top mounting adapter, so I'll have to think about it. Anyway, all right, so this is, I guess there's really not much more to it. I'll probably put this back in the box for now, just so I don't ding it as I bring it down to my computer, because I got a lot of work ahead of me to get this thing going. Oh, because I have it backwards. Yep, I have the cardboard backwards. I'll put it this way, or it won't fit by the hose outlets. Anyhow, all right, well, I guess that's it. Please look forward to the full written review. I definitely look forward to this. I'm really excited about the possibility of upgrading my cooling to be current with the times. I've had a 140 millimeter AIO for a good 5 years, and it's been good to me. But I can definitely tell I'm hitting the limits of it, and so this should remove those limits and then some. All right, thank you so much. Take care. And oh yeah, and I guess one last thing. These Be Quiet AIOs are very competitively priced. I know there are other brands with fancy LED screens and stuff like that. I think this one, this 360, is in the $130 to $150 range, something like that. Very reasonable. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe even is a little less than that. I know it's over 100, but anyway, this is their top of the line with RGB fans. And if they're as quiet as they say and perform as well as you would expect and hope out of a 360 AIO, then I think this is going to be a winning product. For me personally, I'm willing to pay less and get more performance at the price of things like, you know, extra RGB, LCD screens, and all these other silly things that some people offer. Not to say they aren't cool, but for me, performance is king. So, and if this performs well and the price is right, then hopefully I can recommend it. All right, take care and God bless and have a great night.